Rocky Bleier. You know, I've not seen Rocky in 35 years, and we were both at a medical symposium lecturing on sports medicine. That was a lesson. By the way, Franco Colombo's in the house, also inductee into the International Sports Hall of Fame. One of the strongest men in the world. Rocky Bleier, National Football League NFL champion, halfback for the Pittsburgh Steelers in '68 and then again from '71 to 1980. Rocky graduated from Xavier High School in '64. He starred in football and basketball. In football, he was a three-time All-State selection as a running back and won all conference honors at both linebacker and defensive back, and was team captain in football, basketball, and track. He played college football at University of Notre Dame. In 1966, the Fighting Irish won the national championship, and he was team captain the following year. After his rookie year with the Steelers, he was drafted into the Army. In '68, went to the Vietnam War and was awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart. Doctors told him he would never play football again. But the Steelers called him. They said, "Rocky, we need you." He trained his way back. And in 1976, both Franco Harris and Rocky Bleier rushed for over 1,000 yards, making this the second NFL team to accomplish this feat. He played for the first 4 Steelers Super Bowl victories, and the last time I saw Rocky, he had all 4 Super Bowl rings on, and the crowd went crazy in the room. He helped get Super Bowl 13 and recover the fumble for that game. He retired in 1980 with 3,865 rushing yards and 136 receptions for 1,294 yards and 25 touchdowns. He's the Steelers' 4th all-time rushing record holder. And they even made a story about his life called the Rocky Bleier story. And they just renamed the stadium at his high school, now named Rocky Bleier Field. Let's give it up for Rocky Bleier. I know he can handle this.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bob, and the committee for allowing me to be here. What great stories. And I do have to say, in all honesty, even though I might be the last speaker, to be able to be a part of this group of what these gentlemen have accomplished in their lives, it's amazing and what they've gone through. Truly deserve to be here and be on this stage. And so it's with great pride, I'm glad to be able to be a part of this class. And so I thank you for that. I hold no records. I did not do anything. I'm best known for getting in the way of Franco Harris throughout the 70s and making him the great running back that he become over that period of time. But as I look out over the audience and what this whole weekend really is all about, are champions and competing, and people who found a niche, people who are individuals within the sport that is not necessarily, quote, a team sport. But in all honesty, that's what we really are all. We are all about team. And how did we get here? You know, the one business I really think that we are all in, especially this weekend, and what this Hall of Fame stands for, is that we're really in the hope business, if you think about it. Because ultimately, as I reflect back on my experience and everybody else's experience, is that, you know, no man is an island. We really all belong to one continent of one nature or another. We didn't get to where we are today by ourselves. We got here because of someone, something, an opportunity. We got here because of a parent, a mentor. We got here because of a coach, a director. We got here because of a drill sergeant. We got here because somebody pushed us through a door, took an interest, grabbed us by an ear, yelled at us, and got us to a point that we took upon ourselves. Hope. And it all starts somewhere. That little ingredient that you uncover one day that said, I can accomplish something in my life. That little core. And mine, I have to tell you in all honesty, started with the greatest football game I ever played in. I was 9 years old. I was playing Dickie Weisgerber, my next door neighbor. Now, being born and raised in a small Midwestern town, Appleton, Wisconsin, see, for us cheeseheads, I mean, football was a big part of our lives, and Dickie and I had an extensive schedule. We had home and away games, and the first game of that season was an away game for me, so of course, I had to go across the street and pick up Dickie and play on his sideline, but let me tell you what a game. I mean, really, in all honesty, what a game. I scored 51 touchdowns that afternoon. Thank you very much. More importantly, I shut him out. I mean, the sucker didn't score. I mean, think about it. That's 357 to nothing. It was a game of skill and will, scouting. I mean, I knew Dickie's weaknesses. Now, just because the fact Dickie was 5, really, in all honesty, should not take anything away from my personal achievement, because you didn't know Dickie was a big 5. He was a tough kid, you know. But the interesting thing is that, you know, I grew up across the street, as I said, and I grew up in a bar, a neighborhood shut in a beer joint. And we lived behind it, and we slept upstairs. And, you know, I met a lot of great people that walked through those doors and sat on those stools across from my father. But I also met a lot of would'ves and could'ves and should'ves, as we all have in our lives. You know, Rock, I could have played. But, you know, I blew my knee out in 2nd grade, and just never responded since, or I should have played or would have played. Now, there's always reasons that sometimes those childhood dreams that we had didn't come to fruition, but hopefully what we've been able to do is we have, use them as a stepping stone to propel us in a new and different direction. And, you know, Dickie was never a would have, could have, should have guy, and we always competed and played against one another, and in the neighborhood and Pop Warner and junior high and high school and so on. And one of the things I'd come to learn through that experience, as we all have, whether we are in a group or an individual or in a team, because we're all part of a team, is that there was a catalyst. There was always a catalyst. It would take those individuals and kind of mold them to a unit. And because of the effect of that unit, or because of the success of that unit, you got recognized for your contribution, and because of that, you take the next step and you move up. And coming out of high school, I got a chance to play college football. And because of a mentor, a coach, bringing together those individuals. By my junior year, we win the national championship, and by my senior year, I become captain of the football team. But because of that success, you get recognized for your contribution. And because of that, I get a chance to play in the National Football League, and I get drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 1968. Now, just to put things in the right perspective, I was not their first choice. No, I did not make their top 10 list. As a matter of fact, I was the 417th person picked in the draft that year. I was the 16th round draft choice, but you have to understand, there were 17 rounds. Hey, at least I wasn't the last guy picked. I might have a chance to be able to make this team. And people said, how'd you make the team? Well, do you remember who played for the Steelers in the 60s? Well, that's how come I made the team, because nobody can remember who played for them during that period of time. But the interesting thing is that opportunities exist, and they exist because of a team. They exist because of a coach. They exist because somebody's in your ear. They exist because somebody gave you that impetus to help you reach your dreams and your goals. And everything that has been accomplished You put the time and you put the effort in. You overcome the obstacles, but you can't do it without a support system. And for all those who have given a support system to be able to be here on this stage, I thank you. And I thank all of you for allowing us to be a part of this.
So Rocky, it's not often that on a Saturday you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, and on Tuesday you celebrate a birthday. So Michael Buffer, would you step forward and do the honors?
Before I go a little further, you didn't notice this gentleman mention the fact that after his rookie year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was drafted during the Vietnam War, and we all know the story after that, and came back to play and gain 1,000 yards and win 4 Super Bowls. And he never mentions it. He never brings it up. And I love you for that. So in less than 72 hours, he will be a birthday boy. You notice a little snow on the roof, but man, the house still looks like it's in good shape, doesn't it? So for the hundreds in attendance and the millions around the world who wish they could be here, let's get ready to sing Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.